Welcome in. My name is Andrew Thut. I'm a sales engineer and meteorologist with IBM, and in this video, I'll be talking about IBM's History on Demand dataset that is available within our Environmental Intelligence product. All right, let's talk a little bit about History on Demand at a high level. It's a historical weather dataset that is available hourly on a global scale going all the way back to 2015. Now on the screen here, you can get an idea of what the grid looks like for this data set. The spatial resolution is fairly high resolution, down to 4 kilometers. Now, some of the data sets that you're going to get out of History on Demand are included on the right-hand side of the screen. This names a few of them, so you're going to get things like temperature and precipitation and wind speed and wind gusts and solar radiation, and also evapotranspiration data is available as well. Now, this is History on Demand at a high level. Now, how do you actually work with History on Demand? Well, we can do that through an API available in our Environmental Intelligence product. So let's demonstrate that through a platform called Postman. It's just a platform that's used for testing APIs. First thing that we're going to do here is we're going to get our authentication. So authentication does require an API key and also a client ID. Once you get that and make this request, you're going to get a JWT token. Now that token is going to be used for your ensuing API calls. So the next API call that we're going to do is a point call. So we're actually going to go out, request some historical weather data. We're going to do it for postal key 55372 on the south side of the Twin Cities. You could absolutely request the data for a latitude and longitude. Here we're looking for that data for a 1-hour time slot in June, looking at June of 23, June 12th. And then the format of the output is going to be a JSON. So I've already made that call here, and you can see the JSON body and also some of the different variables that are going to be returned from this specific point query. Now, let's say you want more than a point query and you want imageries. So you can go out and fetch the raster data. The query is going to look a little bit different. Instead of being a GET request, it's going to be a POST request. And we're really going to be looking at this JSON body here. And so what we're looking at is an ID 49257 that represents an ID for temperature data from History on Demand. We're going to look at that data for a specific bounding box in portions of Minnesota and Wisconsin. This time we're going to look for that data in 2023 and basically the first half of the month of June. One of the really cool things about History on Demand is we are going to apply an aggregate. So we are going to be looking at the mean data over the period of that course of time in early June. Now, I've already made this request. When you make it, what you're going to get is an ID out of that. You would take that ID, apply it to one more GET request, and that's actually going to download the data. So I've already done that. And what I'm going to do is let's visualize the output of this raster imagery. It's just a GeoTIFF. I've pulled that into another interface called QGIS. Just an open source geospatial software. Here is that GeoTIFF that you can see here. This represents the mean temperature again for early June of 2023. Really easy to look at and interact with this data. If you're interested in IBM's Environmental Intelligence, I'd like to welcome you to check out our website where you can sign up for a free preview. You can also reach out to your IBM sales team. Until next time, thanks for stopping by.